Some Sabres chatter here. Sabres beat the Leafs last night, and Toronto is going through it.
Exhilarating.
Yes.
Yep.
Rasmus Dahlin, a hat trick, the first of his NHL career. And the Sabres win. They have 65 points. They are 6 clear of the first team out, and that's the Florida Panthers.
They lost last night to Utah.
Yeah.
Out of town scoreboard watching. Paul, you're at the game, so you're not doing this, I'm sure. I've got like 2 or 3 games going at all times now when the Sabres are on.
I have enough trouble trying to concentrate on one game.
Yeah.
But, hey, guys, I have a question for you.
Okay.
When was the last time I could come on to your show and say to you, well, you probably didn't have a show together, but say to you, the Buffalo Sabres are a much better team than the Toronto Maple Leafs?
Been a while.
Not that I can remember. No, I was probably in high school or before that.
Not just a better team. I think they're a much better team. I mean, that was the Leafs' 5th straight loss at home.
Yeah.
Turns out losing a Selke winning 100-point player.
Nominee,
Sorry,
yeah.
Selke nominee. A consistent Selke nominee 100-point player hurts. That's what Toronto's going through.
Well, they've given up 6 goals at least. I think it's 5 of their last 8 games. Like, they cannot keep the puck out of their own net, too.
Yeah, that hurts, definitely. But it has to be more than that, too. I mean, Austin Matthews is so good he is going to get points. But I'm going to be honest with you. I wasn't all that impressed with him last night. He just looked down. You know, he doesn't look like Austin Matthews. And he had a goal and 2 assists.
They got to trade him.
Great players can still get points even when they're not doing well. But I just thought to myself, I said to Pat Malacaro, I said, he just doesn't look with it.
Yeah, well, we talked to Mike Zeisberger yesterday, Paul, and he said that one thing they're talking a lot about in Toronto this year is if Matthews is supposed to be like one of the 5 best centermen in the league, then where is the, Crosby making Kunitz better, the McDavid making Zach Kassian a $5 million player? Like, where is the you're making other line mates a lot better? Because that hasn't really happened for him this year.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And he, as I said, he had a goal and 2 assists. He was 14-3 on faceoffs. I mean, he had, 7 shot attempts. I just was underwhelmed. I really was. I just expect more out of Austin Matthews because I think he's such a great player. When I show up, I just expect more than what it's just like his mannerisms. He just looks like ugh. It's like he feels it just down. He looks beaten to me.
Yeah. Well, last night, Paul, I mean, we get to a lot of the moments too, but there were, even when the Sabres weren't scoring, like the second period was a little of this. There were so many shifts where Toronto was just hemmed in their own end for minutes on end. I mean, they scored 7. I don't want to say they could have scored more, but there were a lot.
No, they could have.
Yeah, it does feel like they could have, right?
Yeah, and it's the way they're scoring goals. I mean, and I talked to Josh Doan about this at the end of the first period when he came off the ice and we did our interview. They had a couple of goals already that went in off of Leafs. But, yeah, okay, they're lucky goals. I understand that. But the Sabres are making their own luck. Why does Dahlin get his first goal? Because Zucker is going to the net and he brings a Leaf with him. And Dahlin makes a great read, comes in on the left side, gets the puck, trying to get it to Zucker, but he's also trying to get the puck to the paint. Because Lindy Ruff talks about how get the puck in there, get it bouncing around. That's what he did. He got it to the paint. It goes in off a Leaf. You got a goal. Doan's goal on the power play. He turns, goes to the net. It goes in off a Leaf stick. And you got another goal. Why? Because you're doing the right things. You got the players. You're in position to make your own breaks. You're there. If you're playing on the perimeter, you don't score either one of those goals. But since you're going to the net and you're getting pucks and people to the net, you get a break then. And you get 2 breaks. How many times did you hear fans and maybe yourselves say in past years, how come the Sabres never get those types of goals? How come the Sabres never get a break? The Sabres just lost 4-2, and 3 goals went in off a Sabre defenseman. How come the Sabres never get those breaks? Because they play on the perimeter, in those games. and they're not around the net like the opponent is. And they scored a bunch of goals that way just by being where they were supposed to be. And the way I like to say it, they make their own luck.
Paul, Dahlin last night, he gets the hat trick, 5 points. The personal things he's going through on top of it, like it's a great story right now, him on the ice. And that, I mean, overall, even without the goals, that might have been his best game of the year.
Well, look at the performance, and he's starting to come on. It's not just 3 goals and 2 assists. He played 26-24. He had 10 shot attempts, 1 block shot. I mean, just all the different things he was doing. I loved the 1 goal where he's coming in from the left point, and he's in the left circle. He sees now the Sabres are very good because now the defense are activating. Byram almost got a tip-in goal too. But while they're activating, the forwards are recognizing it and they're covering up for the defense. Dahlin said after the game, he goes, I looked over and the forward had covered up for me, so I went to the net. He was in the left circle. He went to the net. You're not expecting Rasmus Dahlin to be standing in the crease tipping in Samuelson's shot.
Right.
But there he is. It's a great read by both. The forward to cover up for Dahlin, so Dahlin can just keep going from the left circle, read the play, go to the net, and tip in a Samuelson shot, who had 3 assists, by the way. It's just, those types of things. And as I said, right after that, Byram almost tipped one in. And the same thing. And I look up, sure enough, they have a guy covering up. They're just playing in sync with each other, and it's a fun thing to see.
Paul Hamilton on the Western Hotline as we break down Sabres and Leafs from last night. You got something? I was going to talk about Luukkonen.
Yeah, I was going to get to the goaltending.
Like Colton Ellis goes in. Paul, it's this 3-goalie rotation, which was once a problem. They've had somebody get hurt pretty consistently. It's like they're all taking turns missing time. And if Luukkonen's going to miss time again, nice job by Colton Ellis to go in cold, and get the job done. And you might feel like as long as they got 2 of the 3 healthy, they should be in a good spot. And, of course, we hope that Luukkonen doesn't miss too much time. Joe brings up the point about the Olympics. Like he's playing really well, and it'd be really bad news if he just caught such a bad break.
I feel bad for him. I think maybe he could have gotten some games with Finland the way he's been playing, and I thought to myself, ooh, that was a bad rebound. Then I realized he got hurt on the goal. So, you got to give him a little grace there. I mean, and because if you watched it, they put out a replay where after the goal, he got up on his knees and he stayed there. It was like, and you could tell he was in difficulty, and then he left right after the next whistle and had to leave. So that's unfortunate for him that he is playing so well. And I feel bad for him, too, because it's the 28th. And if this is something that even keeps him out a couple of weeks, he's not going to be able to go to the Olympics. Mm-hmm. And it's because he's got to also put the Buffalo Sabres first. As much as the Olympics mean to his country in Finland, he can't sit there, well, I'm kind of okay, I'm just going to go. He's got to put the Buffalo Sabres first and make sure he's ready, whatever this might be, by the time they get out of the Olympic break. So I just feel bad for him because there's probably a pretty good chance that he's going to miss the Olympics. But we don't know. I'm speculating here, and I don't like speculating on injuries. But you can just tell the way he was on his knees and stayed there that it's something that probably I don't think you're going to see him pop up at practice today.
Right. And he definitely had a shot, I think, to play. I mean, Saros might have got the start just because he's the veteran, but he's struggled a lot this year. So until the Olympic break then, Paul, it's 5 more games. And if just for sake of conversation, we said Luukkonen was out for those 5 games. I mean, they really, not that you're running from Ellis. Ellis has been okay. He just hasn't been as good as the other 2. You got 5 games. Only one of them is a back-to-back. Like, really, if Lyon keeps playing well, you could just go 4 Lyon and 1 Ellis.
It's funny that Ellis is 7-4. I didn't think he played all that great. Well, yeah, you know what? Let me say that differently. I didn't think he played all that great until the third period. He did make a couple of good saves in the third period. He just didn't look great, but there have been games where he's won where he hasn't played all that great, but he gets the win, and the team gets the win, and he didn't face a lot of shots. There was a lot of inactivity for him during that game, But I would be surprised if Lindy Ruff continued alternating like he's been doing lately.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because a lot of people were asking, why isn't Lyon in net for this game? He's coming off a shutout. Luukkonen has never beaten the Toronto Maple Leafs. And I think it's easy. Lindy Ruff has had a lot of success recently in alternating the two goaltenders, and for the most part, they've both played very, very well. Luukkonen hadn't won a road game all year, and he put him in against New Jersey and didn't play him in the home game right before, and it worked. He played a great game in New Jersey and won the game. So, you look at it that way that, but
It would just be the back-to-back then, you think, right? Like,
I think right now
Monday,
we'll see.
Yeah.
Because Lyon had the night off. By the way, just so people know what the rule is, Lyon is dressed once Luukkonen gets hurt and is out. Lyon is dressed, but he has to stay in the locker room because he's a scratch. So he now becomes the emergency goalie. He's kind of the e-bug. So he can dress, but he can't come out to the bench and play. And the only way he can go into the game is if Ellis gets hurt. So Lyon was dressed. He was sitting in the locker room, ready to go if he had to, just like Luukkonen was when Ellis got the concussion in Edmonton. Luukkonen sat in their locker room as the e-bug. So just so folks know, yes, the Sabres could have used Lyon because a couple people asked me, and he was ready to go if they needed him, but he just can't come out to the bench.
Gotcha.
All right. Thank you, Paul.
Take care, guys.
Paul Hamilton on the Western Hotline.